Joining us now from Cambridge, Massachusetts, right across the river from Boston, Phil Balboni, and he is the CEO of Global Post. All right, so do you have any idea why Biden would do this with 2 months left in his term?
I think I do, Bill. It's good to see you, first of all. What he's trying to do is give Zelensky, Ukraine, the best opportunity of keeping that the territory they have in Russia, in Kursk, the incursion that they created a number of months ago. It's a pretty sizable incursion. And so I think Biden, after resisting for a long, long time, decided in his final couple of months here that he was going to do it and give them a chance to hold the Russians back from their steady pressure. And of course, you have 11,000 North Korean soldiers in there now to help the Russians. So that's what this is really about. It's not really to hurt Trump. It's really to give the Ukrainians some bargaining territory.
Because it seems a little disrespectful if you're a lame duck and you only have 2 months, a very short period of time, that you would provoke Putin into upping whatever he can up. It just seems to me, if I'm incoming president and outgoing does that to me, unless they talked about it, and there's no indication they have, and it bothers me that neither Biden nor Trump has said anything about it. You know, well, a little explanation here.
Yeah, I hear you, but I mean, you do have two very different camps here, and you have, I mean, the camp that's represented by, let's say, Biden and a lot of other people in Washington is, they're against Russia. They think the war is completely Russia's fault, and they want to help Ukraine defend itself. That's one side. The other side, President Trump has a different opinion, and Biden knows that Trump is going to end the war very quickly after he becomes president, basically more favorably to Russia, and that is what's going to happen. So I think he figured it was his last chance to do something for Ukraine. It wasn't going to stop Trump making a deal with Putin.
You're saying he's being benevolent. See, I don't see that. Number one, the Ukrainians are going to have to give back Kursk and the territory in Russia they took with any ceasefire. They have to give it back. They will,
but they're going to trade for it. They're going to trade for it.
Okay.
They want to get something else. Yeah.
Legitimate point. They want to get this for that, quid pro quo.
Yes, exactly.
But again, I'd like to hear Trump weigh in on this, but of course, nobody asked him any questions of this note. All right, let's go on to Israel. It looks to me, and tell me if I'm wrong, and I know you will, because for 5 decades you've been telling me I'm wrong.
No,
I'm only kidding. You're actually a good boss. I mean, you gave me a hard time once in a while, but not much. I mean, it was.
No, you were a good reporter. You did your work very well.
Israel, I think, likes the fact that Trump's going to be president. What do you think?
Definitely, they do. I think there's already a deal to stop the war in Lebanon close to the time Trump takes office on January 20, which will be a good thing. But there won't be an end to the war in Gaza because there is no apparent easy solution there. Netanyahu is not giving up. Trump is not going to pressure him either to end that war soon. So, I mean, one good thing, one bad thing, but absolutely, Netanyahu will be very happy to have
Trump back.
Trump back.
I agree. But there's no central authority in Gaza anyway. It all goes through Tehran, and that brings me to the mullahs. So the mullahs are going to attack Israel. They're going to obliterate them. They were going to do this. They were going to do that. Of course, they've done nothing because they don't have the Air Force or the capability to carry out any kind of a threat. Israel is stepping up its pressure on Iran. Trump is not Iran friendly, but the mullahs now have to recalibrate their strategy, correct?
They do. I think this is a chance for President-elect Trump to really have a breakthrough, an early breakthrough. Iran is weakened. I mean, we saw, first of all, their allies, Hezbollah and Hamas, are in tatters. We see that Iran's offensive capabilities are really not so impressive. They are close to a nuclear weapon. So that's what Trump would want to make go away. I think there's a potential deal there. I mean, if Trump wants to seek it.
Yeah, we don't have any idea about that at this point. Now, as I
No,
said, I believe Putin and Trump already have a deal. Do you think they do?
I agree. I agree.
Okay.
I think it's made, and um, I'm one of those who believe that ending the war is a good thing. And
Oh, yeah,
there's a poll,
sure.
the Gallup poll recently in Ukraine showed that 52% of Ukrainians want the war to end soon.
Why
38% are
wouldn't they?
opposed. So
Right.
yeah,
The
so
whole country's in an uproar, and it's got to end. It has to end. Let's go
has
over
to
to
end.
China now. It's a more complicated situation. It's more economic warfare with Taiwan looming in the background. So I could never get a handle. And I asked Trump himself, man to man, eye to eye, a couple of times, what his relationship with Xi was. And all he would tell me was that Xi is a very smart guy, which we know. And Xi is a manipulator, and he uses everybody against everybody else. And but his goal is to dominate the world, to replace the United States as the world's greatest superpower. That is Xi's goal. Now, I see a bit more problem with Trump Xi than with Trump Putin.
You're definitely right. The possibility of war with China is real. We keep drifting in that direction. There's a lot of people in the present administration and in the incoming administration, like the new Secretary of State, um, who are very hawkish on China. I don't think that President-elect Trump is one of those people. I think this is another historic opportunity, frankly, for Donald Trump to uh, work out the relationship with China. It won't be easy. It is complicated by economics and other things, by their desire to be a global superpower. Well, they are a global superpower. But I think there's an opportunity for President-elect Trump to have a historic breakthrough here with China. I think his relationships with Xi, the few times they met, were pretty good. Xi was in the United States, you remember. I think he came to Mar-a-Lago. Um, I think these two strong men can have an opportunity to work things out.
Yeah, I mean, and
Otherwise,
they almost have to. I mean, Xi has, because his population is restive, word of the day, restive. The economy goes up and down. He can't afford a trade war with the United States. So I agree that there's potential there. The best China expert in the world, in my opinion, is Graham Allison, the former dean of the Harvard Kennedy
yes,
School.
yeah.
I wish Trump would use him. I'm going to I'm going to suggest again that he consult with Allison, because Allison knows his stuff. Now, the governments of Sweden and Finland, new NATO members, have warned their populations about an impending nuclear war. I think that's a little bit of an overreaction, but what do you think?
Well, I think, they both of those countries have recently joined NATO. So they were on the sidelines in a way. They were, technically neutral. Now they're part of the defense alliance, really against Russia. And they're telling their people in slightly different ways, be ready, uh, in case there's a war and all the things that would come with it. They gave out booklets in Sweden, and they published guidelines in Finland about what people should do.
But
If
what
God
should they
forbid, if there's a
do?
war, they would have big conscription.
No, Finland, but they're not even. What are they going to do? They can't go any further north; they fall off the planet.
Well, they can't go.
I just
But
thought,
remember, Finland
go ahead.
Finland
I,
did kind of not beat the Russians, but they stalemated them.
yeah, World War
You
II,
know,
I know.
yes,
But
exactly.
now, I mean, they can't do anything.
No,
They were,
no, they're not.
yeah,
They're
they
not.
were
Of
smart to
course.
join NATO. Last question. It seems to me that the NATO countries don't like Trump very much. I think that's true. And the
I think that's
reason,
true.
yeah, the reason is that he struts around. He goes, "Look, we're the big dog. You're the little dog. Do what we say. Pay your dues." That's Trump's big thing. You got to pay your dues. That doesn't seem to be unreasonable to me, right? That the NATO
No, and you know
countries
what, Bill?
pay their dues.
He was right in his first term. And you know what's happened? The vast majority of those NATO members have exceeded the 2% GDP spending on
But they
defense.
don't like
I was just
it.
looking at the numbers today. There's only 9 countries left in NATO that haven't hit the 2%. Now that includes Spain, Italy, Canada, but Germany, France, the UK, Poland, all the Baltic states, all the Scandinavian states, they're all over 2%.
Yeah.
Trump was wise to make that point, and it's happened. So he could take a victory lap on that one.
Yeah, and he doesn't really care what they think of him. I mean, I know that to be true. Thank you for watching. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel and follow me on X. Look for @Bill O'Reilly.